G'day viewers and welcome back to another Keeper League live stream for GameDay Squad. Got a special guest on this weekend, as you can see, doing something a little bit different, but welcome to the show, Callum Stone from GameDay Squad. How are you, mate?
Good, mate. Good. Thanks for having me on.
Always a pleasure, mate. We had this teed up for a while. We just kind of found a good time to do it. But yeah, going to be doing something a little bit different tonight. We're just going to be having a chat about GameDay Squad, essentially, and answering a few questions from the listeners. But also, I'm going to pitch some ideas to you also, what I'd like to see from GameDay Squad in the future. Whether they're possible or not, who knows? But we'll wait and see. All right, but as the course of this episode goes on, and it won't be a long one, it'll probably only be 20 minutes or so, we are going to give away some packs we're going to spin the wheel of people who usually watch the live screen. We've already got some people asking us to spin the wheel already. But yeah, essentially the packs that I usually open each week, I open, 2 common, 2 rare and 2 unique packs. I'm going to be giving away this week. So I don't need the packs you've given me because we're not doing them this weekend. So I'm going to give them away to all the listeners here. So Minnow, regular viewer, is very, very excited about that one. But let's get stuck into it. So Cow, I'm going to pitch to you what I want to see from GameDay Squad sometime in the future, okay? Now, again, whether you can deliver this or not, it's up to you, all right? You can tell us. First thing I want to see, though, is... Now, I'll preface this. I'm a big FIFA player, love my foot, love my Ultimate Team. So what I want to see is like themed rounds. So does that make sense? So, for example, perfect round, and Jaden Popowski, I think, actually came up with this idea, was like for Gather Round, you have to build a team that has a player from every club in it type thing. So 18 teams, 18 players, every club in it. But then like on a showdown week, you might have to play all Port and Crows players. So you have one section of the game and it's like one team you can kind of have where you kind of build players and try to actually get build teams out of challenges. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, definitely something we've heard a few people say. Competitions in general is a big thing that we've thought a lot about. Obviously, this year being our first full year, so we're really happy with how things have gone this year. But we're definitely going to do a review of how the current competitions are going, and we are expecting a few changes to be made for next year. I know we've sort of spoken about a third competition that could slide in the middle between the current ones at the moment. But what you've probably not seen on the Aussie Rules side of the game, because on the rugby league side, we've actually been able to introduce a Queensland versus New South Wales competition. And it was our first sort of foray into doing something a little bit different. And now we've kind of got that technology built into the game. We kind of can start looking in the future for those sort of things. So being able to set it up and saying, all right, this week's going to be Gather Round, or this week's going to be the Derby, this week's going to be that. So one of the things that we're really trying to do as a company and as a platform is we want to make fantasy sport a year-round thing and not just something for the people who are fantastic for the first 10 weeks and then a lot of people drop off. So adding in those things that keep people interested in fantasy sports all year round is something that we're super excited about. So yes, definitely. I don't know if we'd see it in the first half of the year, but I'd love to be able to say that in 12 months' time, we're sitting here doing something for the back half of the year.
Yeah, that's something I've kind of noticed is like, in all fantasy really, like if you don't start from the start of the year, like you're kind of cooked. And if you have a shit patch or whatever, you kind of cooked. So anyway, so it'd be good to introduce something that kind of keeps it ticking over and keeps you playing and stuff like that. All right, here's my next pie in the sky idea. So like in FIFA, all right, there might be World Cup going on or something like that. Or like they do a team of the year. So for 1 week, they've got certain type of players that are available in each pack. So I think it'd be cool if you could actually do something like this, but it differs a little bit. So for example, you've got your bronze, you've got your gold, you've got your silvers, you've got your platinums, you've got your legends, you've got your diamonds, and they're all worth different multipliers. But instead of having multipliers, how about having things like, I don't know, Jeremy Cameron has a huge round, kicks a bag, or Tex Walker kicks 10 or whatever. So for the next week, you could get a limited edition Tex Walker card where goals are worth 10. Gold, I think they're already worth 10, aren't they? But if they're worth 20 or something like that for the week, where you get this one card that there's only, say, like 100 out there or whatever that people would get their hands on, and you have individual cards that kind of score better, not just the overall multipliers. What are your thoughts on that one? You heard that one before?
Yeah, like you said, I'm also a big FIFA fan.
Yep.
I'm not sure if people would have picked that up from what we've done. But with that, I think with cards in general, specifically special cards and those sort of things, we really want to be careful with how we go about introducing those cards into the game, because the
Yep.
difference between us and FIFA is by the end of the year, we don't reset our cards. So I know one of the things I used to hate about Ultimate Team was you get to the end of the year, everyone's got their team full of colorful players. It looks fantastic.
Yeah.
But imagine if your team then started that the next year. So
Yeah.
we've got to be mindful that, all right, if we put those cards in there in 5 years' time, are we going to say, oh, geez, there's too many of those cards in there? So
Yeah.
we've started introducing a few different things. We've got the Queensland versus New South Wales cards, for example. But it's not, we love the idea of introducing special cards, and we've definitely got some exciting stuff coming, particularly on the Aussie side as well, even for this year. But it is something we are still very mindful about, and we're going to still test the waters and make sure that we don't oversaturate it and put something out we can't take back.
Yeah, I think I think if you had different competitions, like those cards could only be played in open or something like that. You know what I mean? But then you still have other leagues below it and things like that you can play in that aren't kind of, aren't discouraging for other people to want to join and play. Maybe that's the solution. I don't know. I probably didn't mention this at the start, but we've also got a QR code at the top of the screen and also a ticker down the bottom. So if you're watching on a screen, on a TV screen or a computer screen, you can scan the QR code on the top left-hand corner of this live stream and go into the running to win some packs. If you are on your phone, just head to the URL below, keeperleaguepod.com.au/win. You'll have to jump out of the stream for a second, but register there and we'll be spinning the wheel shortly to draw some winners. All right, cool. So that is one thing. There's one in the chat here that actually was is a given, but right here from Griffin Shepherd, he wants to see squad building challenges. He reckons that'd be awesome. So for those who don't know what squad building challenges are, they're basically like little puzzles, mini games, where you could say exchange a team of bronze card for a rare pack or something like that. So you're actually giving up, 18 cards or whatever in exchange for a pack or something like that. Is squad building challenges something that you're planning on bringing to the platform?
Yeah, definitely. I'd love to say that we'd have it in the next 12 months. I don't think it will be something we have there, but it's definitely something we're super excited about, because it goes back to that point we were saying about how do we make fantasy engaging all year round. So imagine we had a squad building challenge in October, in November, and something you can come back and you could always win different types of cards. And the other thing it does is it gives a lot of utility to a lot of different cards. So let's take someone we love like Travis Boak, who's probably not going to end up in too many GameDay Squad teams. Imagine if there was a squad building challenge where you needed to submit a team of 22 people, but then you needed 10,000 games, or however many is a lot, experience. So all of a sudden, your players like Franklin and Boak, you're trying to pull them together because then they have value, and then that maybe unlocks, something. Record breaker, things like that. So we'd love to introduce squad building challenges. It's just a case of we want to make sure we've got a few of the core game things right, and then we're going to look to add all the really nice things around it.
Yeah, fair. Another cool, suggestion and things like that is, you have criteria and stuff like that, going beyond just the bronze, silvers, golds and things like that. But it could be like build a team of, players that are all averaging over 85 or something like that. You could bring averages into it and stuff like that and different criterion.
What's so rare is a fantasy sport platform that does basketball, and it's been around for football. And one of the things that I like, and a few people have suggested that they do, is they do their whole game on averages. I don't love that, but I love the idea of having a competition where, imagine we said your whole team can't average more than X, and then all of a sudden you've got to go out and you've got to find players that are averaging 40 and 50, because they're the ones you can only fit in there. And instead of trying to find the best players, you're trying to look for players who's going to have a massive game. So maybe it's, Sicily's out, so that frees up someone who you'd never play, and all of a sudden they're relevant that week. So like we said, going back to that competitions thing, I'm not sure if we'll have that in for the start of the year, but having different competitions like that to A, give more utility to more cards, and B, have things more exciting throughout the whole year as well, are definitely things we're thinking about in that space.
For sure. All right. Well, we're getting lots of great comments or questions in the chat. I just want to mention we will get to them. So my plan for the end of this is to just open up to some of them. So keep them coming into the chat. But what we might actually do right now is we might do a wheel spin straight up. So let's do one right now. And if you've entered, just enter once. But I'm going to do the first round of winners here. again, I don't think because of time, I won't need you. I won't get you to verify yourself in the chat tonight. I think most people are going to be here anyway. But what we'll do is we'll do a wheel spin now to give away. What have we got? Two common packs to give away right now. So I'm going to switch over.
As you do that, I was going to say we've had multiple people say, "Is there any way we could get a wheel that we can spin built into the platform?" We see the excitement here every Wednesday night, or normally every Wednesday night. So maybe instead of win a prize, if you do something, a squad building challenge, you spin a wheel. Maybe just
Secret Salsa says really good, Heff, so that'd be a really good idea, I think. Anyway, let's do it. Let's spin the wheel for the first prize winner. So it's just going to be anyone who's entered up to this point, and I will reload all the names in after this as well. So you'll get 3 opportunities. You could win. Someone might be lucky enough to win all 3 out here. But let's do it for the common packs. Let's spin a wheel. Let's do it. Let's go. Spinning the wheel. Here we go. Oh, the big boys. Well done to them. They have won the 2 common packs. So I'm just going to add that to my spreadsheet here. 2 common. So 2 common packs coming your way to the big boys. Well done. I've seen their name in the chat tonight already, so that's good. All right, we will be coming back. We will be spinning. So the next wheel is going to be the 2, what is that? The rare packs are the blue ones, aren't they? I keep getting the names mixed up.
Yeah, rare's next.
Yep. But anyway, so what I want to do now is I want you to give away, well, if you can, I'll throw the floor over to you. Can you give away any leaks of what to expect? We might have, that are coming up, we might have given some away already, but anything that we might be able to see in the next 12 months or so coming to GameDay Squad? Any little inside goss?
Yeah, so I'll give you an idea of some things we're looking into. Nothing set in stone at this stage, but a few peeks behind the curtain. First thing is we're looking what we can do at the end of this year. So we've always said with things like Queensland versus New South Wales that have just occurred, why does fantasy just have to be during the regular season? So we've got the cards, everyone's got plenty of them. Why can't we be doing this for a finals competition?
Yeah.
So that's going to be the first little thing that we see, and hopefully, we can jump into a finals competition. I know we've got that locked in. I know I kind of mentioned there we're doing something with the cards. So
sorry, I think I missed that. Is that this year you're going to do a finals competition? Yeah. That's amazing. Awesome. So cool.
That's something we're excited about. Assuming all the final checks with that can go ahead. That's what we're looking to do.
Awesome.
Kind of mentioned around the squad of the year cards. So those who have played FIFA know what they're all about. So we just need to do a couple of double checks, but that is something we're looking to do. Like I said,
so what might that entail? What might a squad of the year card look like? Is it just a different image, or are they more special in terms of scoring, or can't you give too much away?
Yeah, so we haven't finalized exactly what they'd be, but they'd probably be something where they've got a completely different set of multipliers and salary cap. So they're going to be, for the multiplier you get, the salary cap's not going to be as expensive for some of them. So yeah, you're going to want them. And then, like we said, next year with the competitions, the hope isn't that you're a Champion League player or you're a Classic League player. We want to have it set up that you can almost go, I'm going to have a Classic team, but I'm also going to compete in other competitions as well. You're not just set to that one. So we'll have it with restrictions where you might only be able to play X number of special cards in one competition. So you don't have to worry about someone playing, a team of them in, let's say, the Classic competition that we've got at the moment. And then maybe it opens up as we go towards the open competition. So yeah, that's something I know I'm super excited about. We were looking into it quite early. How can we do that? Because who doesn't love looking for some of those good players? So yeah, hopefully we've got some announcements on that stuff. And the other thing that we're looking to do as well, like we're really happy with how this year's gone. First full year of competitions, lots happened. We've been able to get the app out, the transfer market, just to where we've got to this point. We're super excited.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's definitely not where we're finished. We want to be the best fantasy platform in Australia. And to do that, we can't just have an Aussie rules and a rugby league game. So we are very actively looking at what our next sport is going to be. And it's something we're doing a lot of work behind the scenes. So got nothing formal there to announce, but definitely something we're working on. And hopefully in the future, we can talk about that.
Oh, so if this is going to be no indication. Actually, maybe you can ask me what sport I would like to see. How about that?
Yeah, what sport would you like to see?
I'd love. Will it include international competitions and stuff like that, or do you think it'll be domestic?
Well, we're looking at everything at the moment.
Yeah, I'd love a Premier League competition. So that's probably my next followed sport and anything. So yeah, an English Premier League, I reckon would be a good one if you could get that up and going. So maybe shift that up the priority order for us. That would be great. All right,
cool. Everton, did they make it? Did they survive?
We survived. Yeah, went down last weekend, but we got the job done. Hopefully we can survive another year. Hopefully someone buys us in the off season and just pump some cash into us because we need it. Anyway, all right, I reckon we'll leave it there. We'll get into some questions in a second. Got a few people in the chat asking, has the wheel been spun yet? Well, it has, but we're going to spin it again. All right. So we have 2 rare packs to give away on the next wheel spin. So I'm just going to quickly switch back over and I'm going to reset the wheel. So the big boys could potentially win again here, but hopefully it's not going to end up that way. But I'm just going to have to reset it because there's new people have joined in. And if you haven't joined, sorry.
I was going to say, the Big Boys is the owner of the legend Rowan Marshall card. So I know that's one of the best legends we've got flying around. So George has got that. So I don't know, he needs another one. But yeah, I'm always jealous when he rolls that one out. I've got Todd Marshall. I was able to buy that off someone, but I think Rowan Marshall's a little bit more fantasy relevant.
All right, yeah, pretty jealous about that one too. Anyway, let's switch back over to the wheel. Let's press the right button here. All right, it's been reloaded. We got a lot of people in the chat ready to go. Zanks has been trying to win for weeks now, and he says, surely it's my turn. But anyway, let's spin the next wheel for the 2 rare packs. Here we go.
Have you figured out who does all the Ken Hinkley stuff? Because shout out to whoever that is. I was in tears laughing a few weeks ago with one of them.
No, they put in a fake email each time. So yeah. All right, DTT. Well done. That is the 2 rare packs. Now, if you've missed out, don't worry, there's going to be another wheel spin later on. All right, so we got one more wheel spin. It's probably the biggest one where you're most likely to get a legend pack, and that's out of the 2 unique packs that we've got coming up. All right, so yeah, if you haven't joined in yet, if you haven't entered the QR code or entered the link down the bottom, you have another chance to win some packs, so don't go anywhere. All right, I'm going to throw over to some of the questions in the chat, and I've got one that I've actually been curious about this, so I'm going to pop this one up here from Zanks. Question, Heff, are the decks weighted to the front end of the season, i.e. better players come out of the packs at the start of the season compared to the end of the year? Because I've been noticing this, a few have been noticing this. Earlier in the year, it seemed like we were getting better players more frequently. But now if you've been watching my stream, I'll go 3 or 4 weeks without getting anything usable. But it could just be the state of my deck and, all the cards that I've got as well. Can you shed any light? Is it just random or does it wait or what?
Completely random. So what we've got with the starter packs, when you first start those 30 players you've got, they're the 300 players we've selected out. So that way, when people first start, they actually get a team of A players they know, and B, they can field a team, hopefully from round 1. Yeah. From there, your weekly packs then open up to all the players. And then how it works is all the players are just, imagine a big pot sitting there at the moment. And based on those percentages you see with the packs, it's just picking them out. There's nothing else done on it. You've got the same chance of picking a star as you are a dud. So I know we did over on the YouTube channel for GameDay Squad, we just did a pack opening, and I feel like I got all the duds on the first video, and then Tom's come in 2 minutes after me and just gone gun. So yeah, it's really just luck. I've seen sometimes where, you've got your Laird at the start, but then you've got your Rosie only a couple of weeks ago. So it's just, completely random.
Yeah, no, that's good to see. Yeah, I did see a video last week of I can't remember. It was one of your boys. I think was it Tom that went nuts. Who did he get? He pulled a legend or something.
Sheasel.
Or
no, you got a platinum Sheasel.
Platinum Sheasel. That's right. So that was a pretty good reaction there. But yeah, I feel like that. It's sometimes like I open 6 packs a week and get nothing. But when I pulled that Connor Rosie, Diamond Connor Rosie last week, I was pretty happy with that. So they do come along still. So yeah, it's definitely happening. Tom Strout wants to know, I sold all my card for pennies. Will I live to regret this decision? So what's your take on just the transfer market in general? And do you think the values have properly been established yet and things like that? Or is that still happening? Or what do you think is going to happen in that space?
I think I've got to be careful how we talk about, the different prices of the market. But I feel like over time, as we get more players jump onto the platform, the cards are going to become scarce. And then we're going to see, naturally, you'd expect to see the prices rise when more and more cards have been packed and there's less available out there. But I also feel like because we don't have some of those other competitions, like Platinums at the moment are sitting there dirt
Yeah.
cheap. We just recorded a video today where we basically try to find some bargains, and they're just all platinums. Like I'm going through, I picked up like a Zach Merritt platinum for $7, and you can get a gold for like 20 and a silver for like 25. But it's just the way the competitions are set up. So we will, over time, we would expect that it goes silver, gold, and then all the way up to legend, and we'd expect that to be the value. At the moment, we're not seeing that. But I also feel like the transfer market, we've got it there. We're really happy that we're able to get it out for the start of the year, but it's definitely not the final version of what we want it to be. So there's a lot of things we can actually include, and we're going to start looking to include around, all right, what about the average price of this card that sold, or what about the last price? And then people are going to feel more comfortable actually knowing how to buy and sell these cards, and have a few more sort of things you'd expect to see on the market. So once we've got them in, then we expect things to sort of level out a little bit. So I do see people, I think you, for example, today, I know you had a silver Petrarca you wanted to give up a platinum Petrarca for it. So
correct.
I was hassling for you for that. So I think people doing that, I'd advise against that. But yeah, that's what we're seeing at the moment.
Yeah, well, I think playing the cap league, I needed that silver Petrarca when due the buy rounds or something like that. I can't remember what it was, but I ended up getting my silver Petrarca, so I didn't accept your request, unfortunately. All right, one last question comes from Minnow. Is it possible to get transaction history, i.e. cards sold? Is that something you're planning on implementing?
Yeah, so we actually had an update go in yesterday. You'll see where it's going to live. The information is not there yet, but you can now actually see where that's going to be built in. So we've just brought in history for your purchases and deposits. So now everyone can see that on the platform. But then the next step is actually getting your cards as well. So I know a lot of people going, I've bought this card, or I can't remember how much I bought it for. I'd love to know, I've now sold it for X, or I've sold it for Y, and I want to know the difference.
Yeah. No, that's good to know, because it's something. I know it's like I know if you play foot or keep coming back to foot, but you've got foot bin and all that sort of stuff. Even just little things like that, though, just to kind of know what you sold things for, or just history and comparing and things like that. It's pretty handy thing to have in there. All right, well, we might put we're gonna spin the wheel in a second for the 2 unique packs. So that's the grand prize, I guess. We might just open it up to the chat. I'm going to give you 1 more minute to sign up. So at the 25-minute mark of this stream, I'm going to close it off for the wheel. But we've got one more question here. This is just for last one of the thing. But yeah, when looking at the marketplace, thoughts on a filter for setting trade blocks of coaches looking for a certain card. So just more filters on the transfer market. Is that something that's going to be coming?
Yeah, definitely. We'd imagine we improve a lot with the transfer market. So, for example, you've got a silver Petrarca and you're going, I want to just see trade offers for him. And you put them in there and it filters it, things like that. And even just being able to sort by this or sort by that, things like that are going to be really, really simple. That I think will make a lot of lives easier on the transfer market.
100%. All right, cool. Well, we've got 10 seconds until I close off the competition. Got 24 entrants in there now. One just came through right then. Got about 10 more seconds until that's closed, and then I'm going to be spinning that final wheel to see who wins the unique packs. Anyway, let's do it. 3, 2, 1, boom. All right, the wheel is now closed, and I'm about to add the names back to it. So again, everyone's got a second chance of winning if they need it, but let's get stuck into it. All right, let's get my screen back up here. Got a million things going on. All right, let's spin the wheel for the last time for the 2 unique packs. Here we go. Tom Strout in the chat is getting excited. Spin the wheel.
And something I see you do on your stream every time, and every time you jump off, I'm like, I've got to tell you that when you open your unique packs, the legend does glow red. I know you ask
that's
it
what
every
I thought.
week. You ask it every week, and I'm like, I've got to tell him when he gets off, and I just always forget. So
because I've never packed one, so I don't know. But I'm assuming that it doesn't trick you and disguise itself as a diamond or something like that. All right, everyone's pretty keen for the spin. There's a few people that want Zanks in the chat to win his first pack finally. But anyway, let's get stuck in. Let's do it. 3, 2, 1, spin the wheel. Here we go. How many spins? 1 spin. All right, Mavalenko's, not Zanks again, unfortunately. But well done to the Mavalenkos. Oh, a few people came in a bit late. Apologies. You're a little bit late on that one. Sorry, just trying to find the Mavalenkos on my spreadsheet just so I can remember who won what. Too unique. All right, awesome. Well, that'll wrap it up for this week. Well done to the prize winners out there. And thank you, Kat, for coming on the show and just giving our viewers and our listeners some insights into what they can probably expect from GameDay Squad in the future. Anything else you want to add?
No, just thanks for everyone. I know a lot of your community has been big supporters of our game from the start, so really appreciate everyone supporting it and yourself as well. So if there is stuff like we said, we're pretty ambitious with what we want to do with this. Please reach out if you've got ideas or if there are things that you'd love to see. We're just fantasy sport fans, just like all of your community. So there's things that we want to do, but there's probably some things that we haven't even thought about. So if you ever want to get involved or if there's stuff that's annoying you, please, we've got lots of ways to get in touch with us. We're always excited what we can be doing better. So yeah, appreciate that.
Awesome. Awesome. Thanks for coming on. And I'll be back next week opening the same packs and giving a few away at the same time. So make sure you're tuning in, getting your name down so we can spin that wheel. All right. Thanks, viewers. And see you next week. Bye.
Thanks,